Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Now we can talk. I had to get ready for the occasion. A little tight, but
Just talking about Justice League real quick. Chance, take it away, man. And while he loads that up, I'm gonna say this, man. The last, the original version of this was poo poo caca. Okay, they didn't do us right, and hopefully this is really Snyder getting it right.
Yeah, I just like to add real quick. I'm very curious to see how different it is. I haven't looked too much into it, but what I'm gathering is it's the same movie with extra parts. That maybe I'm
That's what I'm
simplifying it
getting
too
to.
much.
They're basically gonna add all the stuff that they chopped out, put it back in. And
Right.
no, they shot some new stuff. They did. They shot some new stuff, bro.
Okay. They did they?
They did.
Okay.
Some stuff.
Okay. All right. So then maybe we're getting see, the thing is though, they overhyped this movie so much that I think they overhyped it to the point where it's like you've been talking about the Snyder Cut for the past 2 years. The movie came out when? Like 2018? So the movie has been out a couple of years now, and you keep on talking about the same movie with a couple of new cuts and a couple of new scenes.
In his defense, they shot some new scenes. They reinserted a lot of the Cyborg and Flash stuff supposedly, and we got the CGI back to where it was because the other guy from Marvel came in and did some zip zappity zap, and it wasn't good.
Okay.
And they kind of lightened up the movie and the tone, but this supposed to be the tone that he wanted with the story he wanted. So let
Okay. All right. Well, I'll
take it with a grain of salt from Guru and Chance. We're just here doing the review.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jack Snyder, Zack Snyder, Justice League.
I like the trailer. I honestly think they could have just took the L with the Justice League movie and just made a whole new one. Honestly, if you're gonna do all that,
if you're gonna be so honest, man, well, let me get my big boy pants on.
Yeah,
you should have just scrapped the whole initial idea with a new idea. I feel you.
But my thing is, all those extra shots I did and the extra scenes and all that, it just means that we're not gonna see another Justice League movie for another like 5 years. That's how I look at it.
Right.
Yeah, you're just basically trying to polish up something. You're polishing up something that was already done that we've already seen, and added a couple of new scenes.
Sure,
we're already familiar with the movie. You're gonna there's a lot of scenes that we haven't seen yet. I don't know how many scenes or how much time they're gonna add to already long 2-hour movie. Hopefully, I'm still gonna enjoy it for what it is.
This is good enough and people like it enough where they'll give them another bag of money and say, okay, make another movie fast. Because that's the fastest way we get one. Because they already ready to put this out. So
right.
the best thing we could do is watch it and say we like it, and say, yeah, hurry up and make that Flash joint. Because I want the Flash Universe movie.
I think that's Flashpoint Paradox. I think.
Flashpoint, yeah, I want the
Yeah,
Flashpoint joint.
yeah.
So
That
this has to
you
go
know,
well for them to hurry up.
you know what? I think Justice League is really good at the animated movies. I
Oh yeah,
think
they
that's
are.
where they shine. They shine unbelievably in
You
these
saw this
movies.
last one with I don't know who was the big bad, but it had Constantine. You seen the last one they made, and it's basically like
Yeah, that's the last one.
fire.
That was fire. I ain't gonna lie. But this one was the bloodiest one.
Yeah,
Like they had limbs cut off and all that. They went all out for this one. And I think the one I seen before that was Batman Hush. And I think that
yeah,
was super dope.
that was
And I
dope
think
too.
that was Matt, they all were fire to me. So that's why I said I don't have no problem with DC. DC is lit. I just started watching the Harley Quinn the
You
animated
just started
series.
watching that?
It's lit, bro.
That
It's
is
lit.
hilarious. JB Smoove is the
Yeah.
plant.
Yes.
The voice actors they chose for the are fire. It's just
Yeah,
hilarious, bro. Hilarious.
it is.
The whole cast is good. Matter of fact, people look out for Marvel versus DC. Why we compare them, as well as a breakdown of Harley Quinn, because that's fire. And there's a lot of female characters that both Marvel DC should be rocking with. So
it is. I agree.
For that.
But jumping back to this movie, I'd be lying if I said I was like in for it. Like you know what I'm saying? I'm not super excited. Like I will watch
I see
it.
you like this right now. He's like, yeah.
I'm in the middle. I'm really in the middle. Like when it comes on, I'll see day one. I'm on that level.
Okay.
But it's like I said, it's just hard to get me excited about something that I've already seen, but just been slightly
repurposed.
Retooled.
That's true. And I will agree with you on that. That's a good point. Like I feel like part of me is just like at the end of the day, I think I just want to see more content coming out. In the year that kind of was dry last year. But like you said, you really just reselling me some of my soul, so I can't be too hype on it. Hopefully it just brings up more, hopefully we get more down the line.
Marvel did this thing, did it too. They came out with Endgame in the movie theaters again, supposedly with like 2 extra scenes or 3 extra scenes. And people went back to the movies and seen that same movie with 2 or 3 extra scenes.
Now we have a problem. The movie 2.5 hours and you're gonna add 15 minutes to it, I'm not gonna repay you. But the movie here, this is an example of the guy said, hey, the movie's 2 hours, we're making it 4 hours. That's that right?
That's another. I'll be more excited about that because that's a whole nother movie you added on to the movie I've already seen.
Right. So hopefully
I'll pay to see that.
Crap of a movie better. Hopefully.
But what are the numbers? Is it an extra hour into the 2 hour movie, or is it like what exactly are the numbers?
I'm gonna tell you right now, sir.
If you could tell me an extra hour of content, okay, I could. My excitement will rise from here to here. You know what I mean?
So I want to know as well. Like, how actual long will be this thing? All right. Well, you know what? The initial one, the runtime was 2 hours. His 100% done, and the clock's in at a whopping 4 hours and a few minutes. So extra 2 hours on top of a movie that they already released.
Okay, that's different.
That's not that. So
that's different. You added extra movie to my movie, so
right. That's not bad. I don't know if I'll pay to go back into the theaters.
It's on HBO Max.
The Flash some more time. So I booked some more time, and that's what I really needed. They supposed to have Martian Manhunter. They might have Green Lantern.
Oh, damn it! All right, I'm excited now. All right,
there you go.
I didn't think I would change my mind, but I am a little bit more excited than I was.
Because it's not 15 minutes. It's enough extra where you can probably make a newer story.
And I think that was my impression. My impression was, we're about to just shove the same movie down my throat again. Like, I'm not really about to, get excited about this thing.
I'm not going to sit here and let you do that to me.
Yeah, but then you telling me an extra 2 hours and change. That's another movie. Like,
right.
I'm watching Justice League 2 in a sense, if you want to look at it that way.
And hopefully it has enough new stuff. Yeah.
I wanted to point out what I noticed the black costume Superman. I was disappointed to not see it in an original cut. So
it's coming. I think it's coming.
And you'll probably see in my reaction when I seen the black costume, it was kind of like, oh, okay. I mean, like, okay, like, like the black costume. So like
I think they're
I
putting
like
that in
that.
there, bro.
I like this. I like that storyline, the Death of Superman storyline. I enjoy that
Yeah,
storyline. So that black costume necessarily means that that's something we're going to see. And I thought that was something that was a big piece that was missing in the original cut. I think that it was almost a travesty to not see the Death of Superman storyline put into that because that's what they were going for.
yeah,
Superman essentially died.
right,
So, if you're gonna put the death and rebirth Superman, how can you leave out the black costume? That
right,
was almost like a rebirth for him, a reawakening.
right,
Like that's what that entailed. Him coming back, but not
right.
quite the same. He been through some shit. He died. Not having a black costume, and it looks amazing by the way. Like I don't know why you would want to leave that out, but putting it in here does enhance the movie for me. That's something I was disappointed in not seeing in the first one. So I will admit that that's gonna take it to a different direction for me. Another thing I think I noticed, Darkseid. I was looking forward to seeing Darkseid. I'm not gonna lie to you. Seeing Darkseid get me more excited because it's starting. I feel like these are starting to add more storylines because I didn't think the bad guy was a big bad for me. His name is forgettable. I don't remember his name. Anybody remembers, please comment or something. But yeah, I don't remember his name, who he is. He was a forgettable character. And you have so many Justice League bad guys that you could have added in, and it's like, who is this guy? If he ain't Darkseid, that's a name I know. That's a name everybody knows. You got to know Darkseid. He's the DC Thanos.
Right.
So I'm excited to see him. Honestly, March 18th, I'm essentially a little more excited now.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Came around.
That now we have a 4-hour DC movie that I can look forward to that day. So now 4 hours is a long ass time. So
He said, "Don't drink no big gulps, bro. No big gulps.
nah,
Small drinks
yeah.
only here."
You know what? I'm kind of glad that I could watch it from the comfort of my own home because HBO Max is killing it lately. Like
Right.
future video, we gotta talk about the content that they're trying to present to us. Matrix 4,
Bro,
Godzilla
I haven't
versus
even.
Kong.
Yo, we have to talk about that. Yeah, well, that's another one. I didn't even think
That's
about that.
that's something we gotta John Wick 4, all on HBO Max, bro.
I didn't even think about that, son.
That's something we gotta get into. HBO Max is definitely doing it. And now you talking about the Snyder Cut, something we've been looking forward to. Well, y'all been looking forward to for a long
He
time.
said, "Not me, but you."
Not,
That's true. All right. Yeah, I've been looking. Now you know what? Because I just wanted to see. I feel like at the end of the day, they were crafting a certain story, and they told him like, imagine they were like, you know what, Snyder, you're too dark. We're gonna let the guy from Marvel come in. I forgot his name, Josh, whatever. He'll make it soft enough where we can present it. But that wasn't the tone for DC. DC should have just kept it dark, kept it the way Snyder had it because that's what people wanted to see.
I think DC being dark is not necessarily a problem for me. Like people didn't like that, but I think if you really want to sell a story, you got to make it a little dark. The cheesy boy in blue Captain America colors,
It don't work for DC.
It don't work. It's not gonna work. So we need to see somebody to relate to. We need somebody more grounded. People didn't like that Superman snapped Zod's neck. I don't mind it. I think that grounded him.
That's how you get it done.
I think that grounded him. I think that made him human.
Yeah.
He was faced with a harsh choice between letting somebody else die or going back on his morals, and I think that's not to that extent, but that's something as human beings face every day. Hard choices and the result of it and kind of compromising ourselves and our own values and morals. So
right, bro.
I love that they did that. So I don't know
that was also
why
somebody from his homeland. Like that was him killing kind of like a part of himself. That was the last for him.
His last family.
Him and him. Those are the last two of y'all. And he's like,
right.
I'm gonna have to take you out to save millions because it's almost
millions
there's a whole movie like that, right? Like, oh, do I save my one family member or do I save the bus of people type
deal? I think I know what you're talking about. I can't remember. I know what you're talking about. If I can't remember what it was, I know what you're talking about.
But you know what I'm talking about, facts.
Yeah. But yeah, like that was harsh. Like he killed his only family, his own kind, to save a bunch of y'all who didn't even accept him. Y'all didn't even accept this man, and he did that for y'all. And it's kind of like now y'all trying to condemn him for like I'm an alien now. Right, that's why I feel like Man of Steel is so underrated. Like, I'm an alien. I live right here in Kansas. Like, what are you talking about? I'm an alien. Like, you know what I mean? I grew up in
To your fam, I'm
Kansas.
down the road. What do you mean? I'm
Yeah,
right
like, what are you
here.
talking about? I might be more
Right.
earthly than you. Like, you know,
Yo.
and then like, him destroying half the city or in a fight. Like I said, add realism because when I'm trying to save the world, it's hard to. I'm gonna break a couple of buildings. It's hard to save your nice buildings and also fight a threat.
Right.
Something that
This is real. This is real life.
yeah, something we're faced with every day. Cops make mistakes all the time. What I mean, supposedly trying to save us, and then they make these mistakes. And, you know what I mean?
And then to
They
see, remember when they showed the reaction, Batman's reaction to all this happened? Bruce Wayne, as a regular person to be on the street to see this destruction,
yeah,
it's like, yeah, you seeing the destruction, but really you witnessing them and go, yo, this is a change, right? So it's like, I think they
right,
did well with things like that. People didn't really give them enough
right,
credit. Like DC did well
right,
with like grounding it. Like as a person looking up to witness this, that would be crazy. You know what I'm saying? There's some
and
people up there destroying up
right,
the city, right? So it's like,
right,
yeah, like so. With that in mind, I
and
think they did great, and I want to see more of that in this, like just the grounding of because I think the whole idea is they're gonna take Superman died, he's gone, but I think what's his name? What's Lois Lane? I think Lois Lane's not gonna make it. This brings in the timeline where he's a bad guy. Superman's a
you
bad
think
guy, and
she's
Batman got to
gonna
stop him.
die in this movie?
Yeah,
So that brings about some questions. Is the ending different now? Like, are we not? Is it not no longer the same movie? Because I
I
thought it was
don't
just
think so. I think what's gonna happen is toward the end. Remember the nightmare scene that Batman had?
yes.
I think what happens is we're gonna see them go through that timeline of like the world got so bad and your
Mm,
man really did take over. You know what I'm saying? That's why
mm,
you saw the Omega symbol on the ground. Like you actually see him take
mm.
over Earth, and Superman's really out there getting crazy. And then
Right.
Batman and the Flash send that message back to old him, and that's where it kind of links. So maybe that was his
So
plan the whole time.
so you think it's gonna follow that timeline, or you think it's just gonna delve into it momentarily?
I sure hope we get this. Listen, I mean, well, you seen that very end of the trailer when we saw the Joker sitting there.
Yeah.
Cyborg took Batman to the Joker. It was like, you working with the Joker? He got the hammer with him. So it's like, what?
Yeah.
You got to at least see that. So maybe
Right.
that links up to the nightmare sequence.
Right. But see, this is what I mean by people complaining about DC being so dark. Can you see this movie being good if there was too many laughs in it, or if the scenery was too bright, or like
No,
if
that's
I
why it
don't see
failed.
it. Yeah, I don't
It was
see it.
already too bright last time.
The only movie that got away with it and was lucky was Shazam. Cause Shazam lucked out. They went with the goofy and the funny and had
Right.
some action in it, and they got away with it because Shazam essentially is he's 10 years old. So that was meant to be in that kind of thing. So now when you try to combine worlds, because even in the cartoon, Shazam's a clown. Not that he's a clown, he's 10. He's
He's
young.
Job,
He's
right? He's
immature.
10. Like you said, the kid. So we got a kid's
Right. Right.
disposition almost.
Right. So I feel like that's going to be your levity when you have a dark movie like this. Every dark movie should have a little bit of levity in it. Something that's going laugh here and there. Because it's a superhero movie still. We have to remember that. So I don't
Right.
agree with 100% dark because superheroes sell it to your kids, your fans. So you can't really go 100% dark. And I think maybe that's what people didn't like. Maybe they wasn't. It was too dark for them. But I feel like I'd rather go too dark than too cheesy, too campy. And
Right.
I don't mind. If I had to choose, I'm going dark. Give
Me
me the
too.
kills. Give me the kills. Give me the blood. Give me because that's what sells essentially anyway. So Man of Steel, I think it was a very underrated movie. I do. A lot
Me
of people
too.
didn't like Man of Steel, but I think it was underrated. I think it was a fantastic movie, honestly. And then, like I said, if you're gonna combine worlds and you combine a Batman, you still see Superman maintain most morals. He's still the Boy Scout that everybody knows him to be. He living in the real world,
Right.
and you can't really be a Boy Scout 100% of the time in the real world.
Right.
Even when you
One of
hold
my
all
favorite
that
scene was
power.
him throwing the truck. He did the truck. Was that Man of Steel when he threw the whole truck?
I love that scene. I love that scene because that was human.
Right.
I would have done
It's
the
like
same thing.
he wanted to bend that dude up like that, but he's like, you know what?
Exactly. I know I can literally crush you, But you know what? I'm not gonna do that because I am essentially Superman. I can't do that. What I can do though is destroy this truck. I'm gonna. You ain't driving nowhere when I'm done with you. Like,
and I feel
you know
like
what I mean?
him doing that was the equivalent of us like bashing the windows and slashing the tires.
Yes.
But all he did was like give it a kick, and when he kicked it, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like,
and this is what I mean by I like this iteration of Superman because he's in our world. You know what I mean? Cartoon Superman probably wouldn't have did that.
Grounded. It's as grounded as I've seen a guy with impossible power be grounded.
Yeah. Honestly, that was honestly one of the. I've seen probably 2 movies by myself my whole life. That was one of them. I seen that movie by myself. I went to the theaters and I seen that movie. So, I do appreciate that.